So, on this lesson here, it's section 6.2 out of the textbook. It's still on equations. The only thing that's different in this section is, if we look here, this is example 1 off of page 276. If you look, what you have is, you have a variable here. You got the numerical coefficient of 6, so you got 6x plus 2 equals 10 plus 4x. So the only new thing they introduced is now they have a variable on each side of the equation. Now, where you look at the practical use of this, I'm going to just take a look at example 4, not that we're going to do it, but it kind of talks in it. If you look at this, what it's talking about is two different cell phone companies. And they're saying like, one's at like plan A, 123 minutes plus 75 cents per minute. Plan B, 33 minutes and 25 cents a minute. So you can set up an equation with that, and you could calculate out at what point both plans become the same amount. Or of course you could use it to, make a decision on which plan would be best for you depending on the minutes you use. So that's kind of the basis of what this is used for. So there's really nothing new other than, like I said, the two variables. Now, you can choose to move the variable to the right-hand side of the equation or the left-hand side of the equation. It's totally up to you. In this case, I'm going to take the 4x and I'm going to move it over to this side with the 6x's. I need all the x's together, and I need the constant, the 2 and the 10, to be together on the other side. So of course we know that we got a plus 4x, so to remove it, I got to have a minus 4x. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I must do the other. So I'm going to have 6x minus 4x plus 2 will be equal to 10 plus 4x minus 4x. So 6x minus 4x is 2x. Still got the constant. And of course the 4x minus 4x, let's remove that. Now I got to move that 2 over to the right-hand side because my goal is to get the x by itself. So I would have 2x plus 2 minus 2 equals 10 minus 2. I subtracted 2 off of my left-hand side, so I got to subtract it off the right-hand side. So these will cancel each other out, leaving me with 2x equals 10 minus 2, which will be 8. The final thing I got to get rid of is the 2 to get the x by itself. So I have a multiplication of 2. The opposite of multiplication is divide. So I'm going to divide this by 2. My marker's dying. Of course, when I do one side of the equation, I got to do the other side of the equation. So these cancel each other out, leaving me with x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that's my solution. Now, before I go in to verify it, because they asked us to, this is kind of what we've done. Here's how I would normally do that myself, because it's a little shorter. I can do this because I understand this, what we've done over here on the left. Now look, when I look at that, here's what I know. I want that 4x over here with that 6x. I want that 2 over there with that 10. What I look at and I say, look, when that 4x crosses that equal sign, that'll become a minus. Remember? That's what we did over here. We subtracted 4. So I just move it over and say it'll be a minus. The plus 2, I'm going to move it over to the right-hand side. When it crosses the equal sign, it'll become a minus 2. So I would simply look and go 6x minus 4x equals 10 bringing that 2 over, so it'll come over as a minus 2. 6x minus 4x is 2x. 10 minus 2 is 8. I'm going to get rid of the 2, divide by 2. X equals 4. So it's kind of shorter, it's simpler to me, it's quicker, but it's still all based on the same theory here. The last part now they've asked us to do is to verify this, to check to see whether our answer is right. So, write down the original. So here's my verification. Six x, this is the original question, plus 2 equals 10 plus 4x. We said that x was 4. So 6 times 4 in the place of x plus 2 equals 10 plus 4 times 4 in place of x. Of course, you're going to multiply before you add. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 2. Here I'm going to have 10. 4 times 4 is 16. 24 plus 2 is 26. 10 plus 16 is 26. So we verified it and we know the answer is right. So that's example 1. I'm going to do example 2 next because it's kind of pretty much the same thing. Is that? Oh, my wife's kind of the producer on this, and she said that's as long as I can get because she's worried that it'll be too big. So we'll just save this one, then I'll do example 2. All right? Bye-bye.